Hello, everyone, and welcome back to New Number Ones for the week of May 27th. My name is Corey, and you're here with me now. And today we're going to be talking about Boom Studios, The Life and Death of Lucas Dreamwalker, written by R.L. Stine and art by Francesco Francavilla. First and foremost, let's give some background on the context of this story. This is a one shot. It's not a true number one. I didn't have a lot of options, and I never do research going into these because I don't want to spoil the books for myself. So I kind of just took a chance on this one and not realizing it was a one shot. So for that, we'll have to update how we scale our new number one review. Normally we go on is the character established, is the world established, and is there enough meat on the bone? We're gonna just look at, is this a good, do we have a good main character? Does the story get told, and does the artist, the creative team accomplish what they set out to accomplish? So we'll look at it from that context. Secondly, so this is written by R.L. Stine. If you're a child from the 90s, then you're familiar with Goosebumps and Fear Street and all of those great young adult horror books. R.L. Stine specializes in horror. So if you were to look at this from the cover, a lot of people make the same mistake and think that it's a Western based off of the this side of the cover, not realizing that this side is a completely different setting. So to give you the long and short of this was included, broken up into three parts, and included in a horror anthology that Boom Studios had previously put out. They have since combined all of these and put it together as a one shot. So I saw some folks that kind of got thrown off by that, first and foremost, because they thought this was going to be a Western, and it's really not. This is a story of a guy who is kind of living these lives out in these dreams, and at the end of each dream he seemingly dies, and the thing that connects each part of the story together is he visits a fortune teller who reminds him that if you die three times in your dreams, the third time is for real and you're done. So he is very aware of himself in his dreams. He knows that he's in a dream, even though he's still abiding by the rules of it. And for that reason, this story feels really kind of Lynchian in the sense that there are things that don't really make sense or connect, but you don't feel like they're supposed to because it takes place in a dream. So we got that going on there. Art wise, Francesco Francavilla is somebody whose work I'm very familiar with. I have seen him do books for like Star Trek. He did like the Halloween horror issues for the Star Trek books that I believe IDW had put out. He's done work for Marvel. He's done work for DC. He specializes in really black as a base and then bright oranges and yellows to sort of counterbalance them, as you can kind of see here, as the glare from the outside world will allow. So, art wise, fantastic. Story wise, like I said, you're getting sort of that dream like thing. And really, what kind of stood out the most about this book is the fact that it is by R.L. Stine. I live in Columbus, Ohio, pretty much well known for that. We're going to represent Ohio hardcore as we can. Delay Gratification Records, that's a free shout out. Don't think anybody cares, but we love DGR. Anyway, that being said, this kind of had a soft spot for me immediately because we have to represent our locals. Not to say that R.L. Stine has outgrown the local tag, because I think he's like in New York now or whatever. Regardless, do I think this is a book you should check out? I can't really say. I mean, honestly, like I said, did the story have a satisfying conclusion? I don't think it did, but I also didn't think it was going to. Because again, this is, like I said, it's very David Lynch like, and when you're dealing with the dream world, I don't feel like stuff is supposed to make sense. And I don't want to take points on going, well, the ending made no sense, because it's not really supposed to. What I would say is that there's definitely a lot here that sort of tells for how paranoia and anxiety can be your own undoing. So we can say that that's maybe the lesson that we should take from this. Regardless, Life and Death of Lucas Dreamwalker, I think, was a great story. I definitely would say that if you're the type that likes a David Lynch kind of dream vibe, or if you like sort of, I want to call it low stakes horror. If you like a low stake horror story, then go for it, sure. That being said, I think we're going to go ahead and call it for the week. Next couple of episodes of the regular show, the Smart Avengers, are going to be very laid back. After we just did our Watchmen episode that came out last week. Take a chance to listen to that one. I think it's a good opportunity for Dylan and John and I to really kind of discuss things critically, A lot of the time we're just goofing off and having a good time, but the three of us are rather insightful people when we want to be at times. So, shout out to us being smart every now and then. Until next time, though, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.